Hello. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday, Hayley.
Happy Monday, Micah.
Hey, welcome, everyone. This is the Monday Lunchtime Digest for January 13th, 2025. So, Hayley, what is going on at Oklahoma Counseling Institute?
So, oh my goodness, we have lots of exciting things going on at OCI. So, first of all, we're only a couple of weeks away from the end of our early bird sign up for the Summer Super Summit. And so, if you have not registered for the Summer Super Summit, it is 2 days of quality continuing education. We'll have 14 hours of CEUs, including ethics, supervision, drug and alcohol specific, and much more. So, early bird sign up ends on January 31st and is your last chance to save $91 on registration. And so the sale is for OCI members only. So if you're not a member, you can join and you'll get that discount applied immediately. And so,
And we are releasing the speaker list. Here in a few weeks, right, Hayley?
yes, I plan on releasing hopefully the speaker list the day after we are finished with the early bird sign up. So we have all of our presenters contracted. Everybody's ready to go. We just have to wait until May. And so sign up today for the best deal. And I assure you, you will not be disappointed with our lineup. I'm incredibly excited for the keynotes that we have this year. I think we are in for a wonderful, engaging, informative, and just really fun summit this year.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yes, really, really looking forward to it. And this will be our fourth summit that we've done. And this is, I say this every year. I think this is going to be the best one yet. We have national speakers. We have, people who are locally from across the state of Oklahoma. There's just going to be a really, really great lineup this year. So if you can only go to one in-person event, then you want to come to the Summer Super Summit this May. So definitely check that out.
Yes, and you can register on the counselinginstitute.org. Registration is available right now.
Fantastic. And what else is going on, Hayley?
And so a couple more things that are going on. So this Thursday, the 16th, I will be starting my consultation group, Thrive in 2025. And so Thrive in 2025, it'll be us mental health practitioners meeting to talk about burnout prevention, secondary trauma prevention, and compassion fatigue prevention. And so in this, what we'll be doing is we'll be exploring our values, and we'll also be looking at self-care strategies that, again, go beyond bubble baths. And so each week we'll have a different topic. And so we'll meet to discuss the topic, learn different interventions for engaging in self-care, not only from me, but from each other, and then hold each other accountable in setting goals for wellness in 2025. I know that I'm excited for this. It's something I'm very passionate about. And we still have a few spots available if you'd like to join us. Again, that starts this Thursday from noon to 1 via Zoom. And if you can't attend live, the recordings will also be available for up to 30 days after the event. So please join us.
Fantastic. And that would be a really great thing to start at the beginning of the year. No telling what is going to happen in 2025. So it would be nice to have that lined up, have a place to be able to be with other professionals and learn and refresh ourselves on some skills, as well as having that support from other professionals.
Absolutely. New year, new me, right?
That's right.
And then the last announcement that I have is I'm very, very happy to announce that starting on Monday, February 3rd, we'll be welcoming Dr. Michael Fitzgerald from Oklahoma State University in our latest consultation group. And so he will be conducting a consultation group on internal family systems therapy. And so we've had a couple of IFS trainings in the last couple of years here at the Oklahoma Counseling Institute, and we've had a lot of folks say that they're interested in learning more. And so not only can you take those trainings on demand on counselinginstitute.org, but we'll have this weekly consultation group starting up again in February. And as with all of our consultation groups, if you can make it live, it'll be conducted via Zoom at 10 o'clock in the morning. But if you cannot make it live and you're very interested in joining still, we will have the recordings available for folks to watch at a later date. And so if you'd like to learn more, go to counselinginstitute.org, or as always, you can shoot me an email, hello@edmondcounseling.com, or text me 405-440-3034. I'm more than happy to share more information. But Micah, it looks like we might have some big news at Edmond Counseling as well. Would you like to share?
Yes, we do. So starting today, we are very fortunate to have Sarah Mears-Ivy, who is a licensed professional counselor. So she has joined us here at the Edmond Counseling Professional Development. She actually was a CADC before, so she has a lot of experience working with drug and alcohol clients, and then went back to school, got her LPC, and is now going to be joining us. She works with ages 18 and up for people dealing with depression, anxiety, trauma, also substance abuse issues. So if you have anyone that you feel like would be a great fit for Sarah, then just send them our way. But we are really happy to have her join us here at Edmond Counseling.
Yes, welcome, Sarah.
Welcome, Sarah. And we still have a part-time position available for a child therapist. So if you are a child therapist and you just are wanting a part-time position, then go to oklahomacounselingjobs.com, and that will take you to our webpage where we talk about all the things about Edmond Counseling and professional development, where, I mean, it sounds a little salesy, but I'll say it anyway, where we really feel like we're trying to do things differently. So trying to not be kind of the typical clinic that just gives people just unreasonable productivity standards and just doesn't take into account people's self-care. So we work very, very hard, but we also try to take care of ourselves along the way. So go to oklahomacounselingjobs.com. They'll take you to that page to describe how we do things differently. And then we have that part-time child therapist position available that if you feel like that would be a good fit for you, then apply for that. And we would love to hear from you.
Absolutely. Micah doesn't just pay me to say this, but Oklahoma Counseling Institute and Edmond Counseling is a great place to work.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I do pay her, but
not to say that.
That was not in the script.
That was unscripted.
So appreciate that. But what's going on in the world of mental health, Hayley?
So a couple of news stories, one local and one national. So one, starting last week, January 1st, the state of Colorado has legalized officially a psilocybin-assisted mental health therapy. And so this is different than Oregon. So Oregon has legalized psilocybin use for more recreational use. And actually, psilocybin-assisted therapy is not legal in Oregon. I believe that Colorado is one of the first states to actually legalize psilocybin-assisted therapy for PTSD. And so starting on January 1st, agencies can apply for licenses to be psilocybin-assisted therapy providers. And so there are a lot of kinks being worked out right now. In fact, even though the legislation says that no municipalities, no cities can outlaw the use of psilocybin, there have been some more conservative areas who are trying to restrict it a lot, which has had a lot of pushback from veterans groups and even some conservative side of legislation, because the research is so strong on how psilocybin-assisted therapy can be helpful in helping veterans and others recover from symptoms of PTSD. And so it's exciting to see what happens in Colorado. I'll be eager to see how this all plays out in the next couple of years, and hopefully we'll have more states follow, including Oklahoma.
Yeah, that would be interesting. And I know we had a training not too long ago that is available on demand now on psychedelic treatment. And we had our gentleman that came to us was from Oregon. Is that correct?
Yes, Dr. Brian Pilecki. He is a researcher and clinical psychologist from Portland, Oregon. And he not only does research, but he also has a psilocybin clinic himself. He doesn't do psilocybin-assisted therapy. That has to remain separate in the state of Oregon, but he does a lot of research on psilocybin-assisted therapy. So we're in the Wild West when it comes to this new treatment intervention. I'm feeling optimistic based on the research, and so I'm just eager to see how it all plays out and how Colorado clinicians can help their folks.
Yeah, fantastic. And if you want to learn more about this new approach, then certainly check out our on-demand course that we have available for that. And, you talking about that reminds me about, in Oklahoma, there was legislation that was going through trying to legalize using it for research purposes. So not necessarily treatment, but just legalizing it for research. And then that ended up not going through this last legislative session. I'll be curious to know if it gets picked back up, if it gets some momentum, or if not for this upcoming legislative session. But, we have here in the next week or two, I will put up our legislative tracker on our website on counselinginstitute.org. And as we did last year, where we keep track of legislation that pertains to mental health and where it is in the legislative process, so that we can all be better informed about these things, so that we don't have bills that sneak up on us that we don't really know where they came from, where we can have more warning and also educate ourselves on these things. And then I know, Hayley, we were just talking today about our legislative town hall that we will be planning. So we had our first one last year, and we invited all the major associations to show, all Oklahoma major associations, counseling associations. Healthy Minds joined us, and then also OCAP, which is the Oklahoma Association for Addiction Professionals. They joined us, and they talked about the legislation that they were looking at and the ones that they were supporting. We're going to be inviting all the major counseling associations again this year. We hope that more of them will take us up on the offer and join us to have this town hall meeting to talk about all these different types of legislations and what to keep an eye on. So we are looking at tentatively planning that in early February. So keep an eye out for that coming up in early February.
Yeah, save the date. February 5th is what we're hoping.
That's what we're shooting for. Yeah. So mark it on your calendar, and you'll see more in emails coming up about the legislative town hall that will be available.
Yes. So lots of exciting things happening in Oklahoma Counseling Institute and the world around us. Micah, do you have any news stories for today?
Well, I do. I have something that just came out of Vanderbilt University. And so they recently received a grant. I'm going to scroll down here on their press release so I can look at it a little bit better. So their grant here is $7.3 million from Advanced Research Projects Agency, which is part of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And so what this agency does is that they support high-risk, high-reward research to drive biomedical and health breakthroughs to benefit everyone. That's what it says in the press release. But what it is to focus on AI, and specifically on how AI can be used in mental health. And so, one of the things about AI is, it still from time to time has what's called hallucinations, which, hallucinations are whenever it states something to be true when it's not really true, but it sounds really convincing, and it's what is called a hallucination. So it's to be able to detect hallucinations, and also, as it says in the press release, omissions and misaligned values in AI generated responses to mental health topics, and specifically looking at generalized anxiety and depressive disorders. So they're really working on how AI can be helpful in addressing these type of symptoms. And, Hayley, I know that you did an ethics training just a couple of years back on AI, talking about some of the pros and cons of that. And that is something, too, that's in our on-demand courses as well.
Yes. And so we talk about not only case studies where AI has been used in places like Wells Fargo and the Veterans Affairs Office, but also what are some potential ethical pitfalls or ethical considerations to make, as AI is becoming more and more a tool, seen as more and more of a tool in mental health care, because it can be a tool, but it's a tool. It's not just, we shouldn't just rely on AI or computer programs in general to make decisions for us, but how do we ethically use this tool as part of our practice? And so it's definitely something I'm very passionate about, and something that you're passionate about too, Micah, because you use it in many different ways too, not just in practice, but you use AI systems outside of practice too.
Yes. I use ChatGPT probably on a daily basis at this point, and we'll use it to just develop some outlines to maybe if it's a article I'm going to write, or if it's even an email response, just to develop an outline, and then I'll go through and I'll kind of I'll change it around to sound more like me and things like that. But I really love just using it just to kind of get me started on some things. I was actually using AI this morning where I was looking at nonviolent communication. I don't know if very many people are familiar with nonviolent communication, and then asking what the research was for the universal needs of nonviolent communication and how that correlates with other research for other, universal needs. And so it was telling me all these different things. So it's really a neat tool, but also something that, as we've already said, sometimes can be incorrect. So whenever it gives you that information, you need to go back and double check to make sure it's getting the information correct. And then ChatGPT now, most of the time when it gives you the comments, he'll have like little links there that you can click on. It'll take you to the web page where it describes where it got the information from. So you can go back and kind of look at that to make sure that it's right. But at any rate, it's something that we've been using. And of course, if we write an article where we use AI, then we will put that in the footnotes, like how much it was used during the process. Was this 100% Hayley, or did Hayley use a little AI to help get some ideas and generate ideas and things like that? So we do put that in our articles here at Oklahoma Counseling Institute.
Absolutely, we do.
So I know we have our question of the week. So one of the things that we'd like to hear from everyone is just how much that you're using AI right now in your either personal life or in your practice. So if you're using ChatGPT or Gemini, which is the one from Google, or Meta has Facebook, has one that they're trying to use. Am I forgetting any, Hayley?
Those are the big ones that I know of, at least.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I know that there's some other ones. There's like a Claude is one. There's a few other kind of other ones. But basically, if you're using AI, how are you using it? And are you using it in your practice? Are you using it just in your daily life, kind of looking up random things? So we'd love to hear that in the chat below on how much you are using AI in your daily life. And so, Hayley, do we have a winner for this week?
We do. So our winner this week is our good friend Amy Hoisman. Yay, Amy.
Hey, congratulations, Amy. And Amy won not too long ago. So Amy, you are a multiple winner. So congratulations. And we will get that gift card out to you. So Hayley, how does Amy keep winning?
So Amy keeps winning by liking, sharing, or commenting on this post. Every time you do one of those three things, not only do you help us grow, you help others to see us, but you also get entered into a chance to win next week's drawing. And so if you would like to be like Amy, like this post, share this post, and tell us, how are you using AI in your practice or everyday life? Or are you using AI in any way?
Yes, we'd love to hear from you. And as always, anytime that you tell other people about the Oklahoma Counseling Institute, you attend an on-demand course, a live webinar, in person, or at our upcoming Summer Super Summit, anytime that you do any of those things, then you're helping to support our mission of providing quality continuing education in Oklahoma. And we thank you guys so much for that. So everybody have a good week, and we will see you next time.
Take care.
All right. Bye, everyone.